Hey, you're in the mix with the Flav'r Mix with Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred from the studios of TLC Talk Radio. I'm your girl Tasha here with Fred. Once again, we are missing Tamiko, but that is okay. We know that she is handling her family business. What's up, co-host?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
I was wondering, if you were going to ever give me that money. You owe me. I made that up. I'm just playing.
Yeah,
I'm well. How are you?
I was going to reach in my pocket and
give
come
it
up
to me.
like, blah, nothing.
Pocket lint. We have a great show lined up for you today. Our in-studio guest is the owner of True Flav'r Catering. Yay, because we like food around here. Tahiyya Dixon. But before we talk to her, let's talk about a little bit what's going on in the world.
Hey.
So I was telling you before we started, Fred, that a founding member of Two Live Crew, well, I guess they were all founding members. There wasn't really no change in the lineup, was there? But one of
Not
them
that I
passed
can
away.
think of.
I mean, you should be the nasty song expert.
I'm the nasty song expert, but I don't remember anybody changing, like,
Yeah.
Destiny's Child type of change.
Revolving doors like
Yeah.
Supremes. You
Right.
don't know who you're going to get when you go to the reunion
Temptations.
show.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. There are 18 million incarnations.
I was a Temptation.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was in the back.
Doing what?
I didn't sing. I just danced.
Were you in the back singing for, what was the one's name that lost, unfortunately, he became an alcoholic, Paul. You were dancing for him?
No,
Oh,
I was
no, that
dancing for me. I snuck on.
And so what happened when security came?
Then I was off. Then they had to replace me.
Nobody believes this.
I don't either.
Good joke. Beyonce welcomed twins, and she posted what I thought was a beautiful picture that showed her twins. And what did you think happened what do you think happened when that was posted?
Well, people, no matter what Beyonce does, there's people that's going to like it, people that's going to hate it. She can say 2 + 2 is 4.
And they call her a liar.
And they call her a liar. You didn't know that beforehand. You had to read that.
Really?
So.
That's a little bit too much. I think it's beautiful. I think people have a lot to say about a lot of stuff that may or may not pertain to them. I just think if you're happy, I mean, people talk, I get it, but if you're happy, you're not sitting around wondering what Beyonce's doing. Because I promise you, her and Jay ain't sitting around thinking about what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's people just need to mind their own business. It's okay. People are in the limelight. It's the industry, it's entertainment. But, when it comes to personal stuff, personal attacks, who cares? Don't nobody care about you. Why should you care about anybody else?
I mean, wait, now that sounds harsh. I don't mean...
I'm trying to sound harsh.
Is that... Well, I mean, we should care about people as human
No,
beings.
I care about people. What I'm saying is I don't care about people's thoughts. I don't care about what a person thinks about something that they don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Which goes into the question later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the same way. We were talking about that in a conversation at work with my colleagues. I'm just real good at ignoring you. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense. You're not paying any of my bills. And even then...
No, I mean, if you pay my light bill, I'm going to listen to you.
Maybe.
That don't mean I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to listen. Hey, it is. You know what I'm saying? Pay this. But if you ain't trying to pay a bill, ain't trying to buy my kids no clothes or a Happy Meal or something, and then I'm going to listen to your thoughts, and we're not close, and I don't care.
Well, so what kind of feedback have you gotten, Fred, as you're planning your wedding? Like how many unsolicited opinions do you get on a regular?
It's not regular anymore. I don't know if you remember when I kind of ranted on Facebook about people asking to go to the wedding. Uh-huh. And ever since then, it's kind of stopped. But
what about unsolicited opinions about, why do you have, because you have a large bridal party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
38.
going to be like, 29 million people. Mm-hmm. That's just the bridal party,
It's
y'all.
Just a bridal
That's
party.
just, so it's a parade that I'll be announcing.
Yes.
And, but I'm sure people had something to say.
People always there's a difference between opinions and like, okay, I wouldn't do it like that. I don't care.
Right.
This is my wedding. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize. Tawana, I apologize.
Yeah.
This is her wedding.
It was going down.
Right. This is her wedding. So however she choose fit to do things, that's how it's going to be done.
Okay.
How you did it or how you think it should be done don't matter.
Okay.
So either when there's suggestions, we're doing, this is going to be a different type of wedding. different things we're doing. I mean, just
not the norm.
Not the normal.
Okay.
I mean, you got your normal things, but we got twists going on.
Well, you're nuts, so that's not normal.
Well, I'm not allowed to be.
Says who?
Not for the wedding. Tawana. Now, at the reception, I can act a fool. But she said at the wedding in the church, I have to be on my P's and Q's.
Well, I think that you probably would have been, cousin. I don't think there would have been a situation where you'd just been disrespectful.
I wouldn't have been disrespectful.
Right. That's okay.
That don't mean I wouldn't have been a fool,
though. You a mess. Okay, wow. Yeah, no acting a fool. So her newborns are Sir and Rummy.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, they never have to worry
the
about.
beehive never comes out.
They never have to worry about filling out a job application, so it's okay.
Right. I'm just saying. It says CNN starts their report with "Forgive the Beehive if they are tired" on Friday, because overnight she posted the pictures. I thought it was nice. I think people, like you say, have it's much to do about nothing. It's not anybody's business.
Right. I mean, usually if you're gonna hate on something like that, then you just a hateful so-and-so.
Miserable. Yeah. Some people can't stand to see other people happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a show.
And they get off on putting other people down.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
We just produced the next month's worth of shows, because that's too much. Well, we mentioned that our in-studio guest was Tahiyya Dixon of Flav'r Catering, and if you know me, I like food. I don't necessarily like working out after eating said food. So, when I was 20 and my metabolism was 18 million miles an hour, it didn't matter very much. So now I have to be cognizant of what I eat. But the way that Tahiyya and I met and ended up, coming together for today is interesting and, great. We talk about how big the world is, but how small it is. And so I took a course at the Chicago Urban League entrepreneurial course and had a good time, and we had to do some presentations and we met people and we networked, and it was great. So before the last session we exchanged information, and I said, you know what, you got some good things going on. I had not yet tasted her food, but our instructor was raving about it. Shout out to Jason. So we did exchange numbers, and that was that. Fast forward, my cousin has an event excuse me, and she calls and she says, you need to come by, it's last minute, but we're doing something for my birthday. Okay, I ain't doing nothing. I was up from a long nap. It was time to go outside. And I hear, hey, Tasha. And I was like, okay, well, that wasn't Keisha. I don't know anyone else here. And I look up, and it's Tahiyya. How about, I don't even want to call her your stepmother. I mean, technically that's right, but yeah, we all around the same age. So, yeah. Keisha's husband is Tahiyya's dad. And I was like, get out of here. So I think, didn't you say the conversation was that they had shared with you that they had been on a radio show?
Yes, they did. And we never talked about your name or anything. And I didn't mention it because I'm like, well, they ain't going to know us. So I was like, well.
Little did we know.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So I'm excited. Tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Well, I got started with Flav'r Catering. Basically, I just had an idea, and I wanted to do it. I was working a full-time job. I wasn't happy with it, and I wanted to start my own.
Okay.
I felt that I wasn't using my full potential.
Okay.
With where I was at. I was in the banking field.
Okay.
At that point. So I decided to go back to culinary school, and I graduated, and I didn't want to work in a traditional restaurant where I would be working, getting off at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because I had small kids.
Mm.
So I kind of pretty much talked to my husband about it and decided that I was going to start my own catering company.
Excellent.
I've always loved to cook, so it was nothing for me to, well, I won't say nothing, but it was a good decision I felt at the time to make.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Had you always cooked? Did people always say to you, hey, you know what, can you make your famous whatever?
You know what? Really not like that. I've always cooked, but it was always at home or for family.
Mm-hmm.
Never really, can you make this until now?
Okay. Yes, I placed some orders and I will be having dinner later. So what has been the reaction from people? You said that you cooked for family and friends, nothing, major scale before now. What was their reaction when you said, this is what I'm doing? I'm going to culinary school and I'm going to do something different.
Well, my family, I've been fortunate to be very blessed with my family. They're very supportive, and they was behind me all the way. If that's what you want to do, we're going to support you.
Okay, excellent. So what was the process for you getting started to open your own business? Because for some people, that seems like it's daunting. Oh, God, it's my business. I know I struggle with my business plan. I'm going to just tell you.
Yes. Yes, well, when I first started, it takes a lot of planning and just to make sure you have the motivation and, to put yourself out there and go, because like I tell you, it was kind of rough at first. So prior to lunch date, I had took out some meals and just gave them out for free to different companies, you know, that had quite a few people in each one, so they would get a chance to taste it. So then on lunch day, I went back to those places and they kind of trying to hit to trust me, to buy my food. Like, so some people had tasted it and they liked it. They bought, but it was kind of scary because I didn't know if I was going to be able to, make my money back from this food that I had brought. And it worked out.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like I had to become a salesperson when I left my job to start my own company, because I was just kind of hoping that these people would buy my food.
You become your own marketing team, and you. So, yeah, okay. Did you find that piece hard?
It was hard. It was scary more than anything, because you going into these new places and you want them to purchase your food, and you had to make sure that you were kind of selling yourself, so they would buy your food. And pretty much once they smelled it and they saw it, because you got to have good presentation, because your eyes kind of will make you buy the food. So yeah,
that your eye will communicate with your tummy and your salivary glands and say, hey, we want that.
Yeah.
So that works out. Okay, so did you have any naysayers? Was there anyone who felt like, well, you're leaving what may seem to be a secure business for something that you may or may not, succeed at?
No, I didn't. My family pretty much was behind me 100%. Prior to leaving my job, I did talk with my husband, because I'm married. I can't just leave my job.
Say that again. Say it again for all the single sisters.
I'm married and I just can't leave my job. But,
right.
He was very supportive, still is. And so I'm just grateful that I did not have any naysayers. And if somebody was talking behind their back, I just don't pay attention to them.
Yeah, like we said, people have opinions. We have a family saying, feel free to adopt it, since we found out we're cousins, that when I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. So there. That's kind of how we feel about it. So was the biggest challenge the marketing of yourself? Because it's very different to market the personality versus marketing the food, is it not?
Yes. So marketing myself, yes, you want to try to build up your brand and everything, and especially, going into these new places, just walking up to somebody saying, here, can you buy my food? But yeah, that was difficult, but I overcame. So.
Did you primarily go toward businesses, or how did you select the businesses you ended up catering to?
Yeah, I would select businesses with multiple people in them, like with a lot of people. So I can get more out of one location than going to kind of like the smaller companies. And once I got the bigger companies, I would start branching off to the smaller ones, because I don't want to leave no money on the table.
Agreed. Now, do you have a staff?
Not really. I
Okay.
would say I have help when I need it. So when I have my catering jobs, I do get help. But as far as the daily meals, I'm pretty much on my own. Sometimes my mom will come over and help me. But pretty much no. I wake up, cook my food, and go out and sell them.
Okay. So tell me about like what your day is like. How do you get it going? You get up, you prepare your food. Have you taken orders in advance? How does that work?
So I will. I'm actually just put a weekly menu on my website.
Okay.
So now I have the menu all planned out, and then I will text out the menu in the morning to select people, whoever say they want to be on my text menu, and they will text me in return saying what they want, and then I would cook the meals while I'm getting various texts, and go
girl.
out.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Go out and go to the different locations and sell. And, of course, I always make extra because people will be like, oh, I didn't even see your text, or I want some of that. You got some extra. Yeah, so.
Okay. So do you typically make extra or?
Yes, always.
Okay.
Always.
And then you find, because obviously then you've gotten to a point where you can move it.
Yes. And I just try to get it and get rid of as much as I can, and then if I just do happen to have a couple of meals left over at the end of the day, that's fine. I'd rather have extra and try to sell them than not have enough.
Right.
So, but yeah, right now I kind of pretty much at the point where I can get rid of most of them.
Okay. So
every day.
You've been in business for how long?
I've been in business since I've had the catering company since 2012. But I've just started working it full time in the last year and a half.
Oh, okay. So you branched out. Were you working still in banking, kind of part time?
Yeah, I was working full time in banking, and I would just do pretty much catering jobs.
Okay.
When I left banking, that's when I started my daily menu.
Okay.
So I needed something to do every day because the catering jobs don't come every day.
Right.
Or every week for that matter. Like I would want them to.
Right. Okay. So you have this texting service. Are you using a cell phone? Do you have a texting service? You use Constant Contact? How do you do that?
No, I use my cell phone, and once I get my location, my storefront, I'm probably going to be moving out of that.
Okay.
So you'll be able to order your meals online.
Okay. So right now, where are you cooking?
I cook out of a shared kitchen right now.
Okay.
So you can't come to that. Like I can't have consumers come to the shared kitchen and be like, I want to purchase a meal. So
Right.
I have to deliver it to you.
Okay. And so how can people reach you?
Well, you can go to my website, tfcater.com. You can call me. The number is 773-780-4157. Or you can email me at trueflavorcatering.com.
And spell that out because it's a different spelling, right?
Yes, I'm sorry, trueflavorcatering at,
What did you say, Gmail?
at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it TRUE or TRU?
TRUEFLAVR.
Okay. Got it.
Catering.
I knew it was a cute spelling.
Yeah.
Because I have food upstairs waiting. And I'm really excited about it. None for Fred. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Can I ask a question? What is a shared kitchen?
So a shared kitchen is a location where multiple people go to cook. Like it's a big commercial kitchen, multiple spaces. So they will have like a lot of food trucks will go there, cook their food, put it on their truck, and then go sell it.
Gotcha.
You were going to try to crash the shared kitchen.
I didn't know if it was
weren't
at the YMCA. I didn't know, what a shared kitchen was. I'd never heard of it, so I
Understood.
Yep.
The YMCA, though?
I'm just saying.
Okay, great. So, being an entrepreneur, what has been the biggest blessing for you?
The biggest blessing I would have to say is being as successful as I am thus far. I've been very fortunate to be able to still pay my bills with going out, with selling my meals, and the various catering jobs that I've had. So I would say, yeah, just being as successful as I am right now.
Okay, excellent, excellent. What advice would you have for entrepreneurs, whether they're caterers or anyone else?
I would just say, be motivated. You know, if you have a dream, don't let someone tear your dream down. If you believe in it, you got to go for it. Put in the work so that you can get it done.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So we're excited to have had you on here. I'm really excited to have some dinner, right? And I didn't have to cook. I bought one for my friend, so we're gonna kind of hang out. And with that, Tahiyya, we want to invite you to participate in the question of the day. If you desire, you're not required to, but we always kind of throw one out. Now, I picked the question of the day this time.
So you say the question.
Normally, it's Fred. And normally, you just don't know what the heck you're going to get with Cousin Fred. Am I wrong?
You are not.
You thinking about it?
Alone.
I'm not. You Michael Jackson?
That song just popped in my head. I don't know why.
That's where you are today?
You are correct.
So, the question of the day is, why do people feel like they can dictate your choices when it comes to anything, but especially when it comes to the way you spend your money? So, we talked about, Fred getting married and people having things to say. What prompted that question for me? Because I was just kind of frustrated with some of the things I was reading. I call these people travel snobs. People have preferences on where they want to go, and I am in a Facebook group called the Black Travel Movement, and people were talking about, trips they had planned to Europe, and people came in letting them have it for not going to Africa first. And I just thought that was real out of line, presumptive, and you're not, paying for this trip. Why do people feel like that, Fred? Tell me why.
I don't know.
Why?
People always have an opinion. And, it's okay to have an opinion. We all have them. But there's no one way to do anything.
Say that again.
There's no one way to do anything.
Did you have to drop your voice a couple octaves?
I had to do the V103 thing.
You Glenn Crosby.
I was trying to make her smile while she was taking a picture. But people feel like their opinion matters, and they feel like their opinion is the only way sometimes.
That's it.
That's
right
not
there.
This is the way I did it, so this is the way you should do it. No.
We are all individuals.
It's like, trying to get here today. I took this way. And, she could have said, I took this way. Why you go that way? The train could have caught you. Who cares? She got here.
Exactly.
So it's the same way with money or doing different things or whatever's going on in life.
Mm-hmm.
Let a person be who they are. If they ask you for your opinion, give it.
Right. And that's
whatever
right
they
there.
choose to do, it's okay. It's going to be all right.
I think you're right. That's the key. Like, if I didn't ask you, I read a lot of advice columns on my commute to and from work, and I laugh at the number of, people who feel like they can say whatever, particularly when you're dealing with parents and grandparents and, people just saying whatever they think. I remember, I may have told this story on the air, but my cousin, who is pretty slick-tongued, I think that's a requirement to be in the Clapton family. You just have to be real quick-witted. And he and his wife were expecting their 4th child, I think, 3 or 4, whichever one it was, when she was carrying. And we were at an uncle's funeral, and one of the aunts said to her, why y'all keep having all these babies? Now, nobody had ever asked her for any money. They're married. Ain't like she having a baby by the puppy down the street.
They're not struggling.
Right. What's your problem? So, of course, that's upsetting to begin with, but it was extra upsetting for her because she was pregnant. And, you're essentially judging me. And I'm emotional because we're burying an uncle. Well, she didn't get an answer from the wife. So she thought she should go ask the husband. This wasn't a good decision. So we're at the funeral, and she asks him, why are you all having all these babies? And he whispered in her ear real politely. He said, well, if you all would quit dying off like you're doing, we wouldn't feel the need to repopulate the family. Leave people alone.
See, I'd have came at a whole different answer.
What would your answer have been?
I like being in the bed with my wife.
That's a good answer.
You want me to go into detail?
Right.
That's how I would have come.
That's good too. That's good.
Mhm.
I don't think she's gonna ask anymore, but I'll pass that along to the rest of the cousins because just leave people alone.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm pretty good. I think, we mentioned earlier, I'm pretty good at ignoring people. My mother told me the other day, I wish I could be more like that because things will rile her up.
Mhm.
And she almost want to fight. And I'm like, Ma, they ain't paying none of our bills. So, people think what they want. Somebody told me, I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna. I drive a BMW. I ain't buy this BMW. Bless the Lord for blessings, right? But people made an assumption that it was my cousin's car. He's the pastor. It wasn't because my plates have our name on it.
Mhm.
It's not. No big deal. And so somebody said, are you the girl who drives the BMW? And I said, oh, yeah, that's me. Hey, how you doing? Because I'm new. I'm
Mhm.
getting to know people. And I said, yeah. And she was like, you his sister? I said, no, I'm his cousin. Oh, okay. Well, look at that. The cousin doing better than the pastor. Face palm.
Mhm.
What? Where did you get that from?
Mhm.
Could you go read your scripture a little bit? Because you tripping.
Right. Mhm.
You tripping. So people have all kinds of opinions, but not that was patently false. Trust me. And 2, how dare you?
And 3, they're telling other people that like it's true.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah,
Mind your business.
gonna do it. Mind your business. Just you sound like Will Smith teaching Ashley to fight.
Right.
Well, Tahiyya, we appreciate you being on the show tonight. Tell the listeners one more time how they can reach you.
You can reach me at my website, which is tfcater.com. True Flavor Catering. My email is trueflavorcatering@gmail.com. And my phone number is 773-780-4157.
Okay, well, great. We're definitely going to post the information on our website and on our Facebook pages. It's been a great show, Fred. Next week, I think we'll have Tamiko back. I think we're going to have Tamiko back. Are you running away? Because I can't never get the 3 of us in the room.
We'll see. I mean,
That's how you
hopefully,
feel?
no. I'm saying, like you said, it's been like, 3 years since we all three of us been together?
The show is only 3 years old.
That's what I'm saying. So it's been that long.
You weren't even on the show the first year.
I don't remember what Tamiko looks like.
She's right
Oh, hi, Tamiko.
there. Wow.
But, yeah, hopefully.
Look at the banner. That, and we're on Facebook.
Hopefully.
every
But
day.
like you said, I mean, everything has been her and her family and the kids. It's been a whirlwind. So, understandable why she's not here. But
Understood.
hopefully we all will be here next week.
All right, and sing Kumbaya. Don't forget to like us on all social media at A Vibrant Mix, and check us out every Friday morning where we will post new episodes of A Vibrant Mix with Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred. We will catch you next week. Bye.